Hello, and welcome to the next episode of the Spirit and Soul podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Cohen, and this is your monthly message from the universe for August 2023. I had to think about that for a minute. This is called, if you're watching the video, this is called Making It Work because the lighting is not good and this is not my normal background, but I shouldn't say unfortunately, but it's my kids are off from school and I can't just kick them out of the house, okay, so that I can record podcasts. So here I am locking myself in in a room so that I can record this for you. So I realize it's not the normal background and it is not the best lighting, and I apologize for that, but work with me here, okay? All right, here is your monthly message. Today I am pulling from I don't have the box here because here we go. This is my normal deck that I use all the time. I've pulled from here a bunch of times before. This is the Angel Guide Oracle, one of my absolute favorites. This is by Kyle Gray. Kyle Gray is one of my mentors, and I just, oh my goodness, absolutely love this deck. Absolutely love him. I have such a deep connection to this deck. If you are into angelic frequencies, or even if you're just called for whatever reason to this deck, and you haven't worked with angels before, that's okay. It is an incredible deck to get to know. So I'm finding this reading for the energy for August really interesting, and especially that we've all just come off of the new moon that was in Cancer, and I know for me personally, it was deeply, deeply like really shining a light on like things that either were just not working or things I had buried down really deep. I know that so many of you have come up to me and say like this new moon was like killing me and like so many of the staff, everybody was like very emotional, very much in their feels, but all for like good reasons. Like a lot of stuff was coming up. So I feel like what was happening was these things that we were burying down really, really deep for a long time have had to kind of come to the surface. And it was really up to you at that time. And if you listen to any lives, anything that we were doing, we talked a lot about this where, you kind of have to make the decision to allow yourself to be either catapulted forward and working through all of the stuff, catapulting through all of like the craziness, and all of the things that it felt probably a little bit chaotic, like especially in your heart space, but also allowing them to fall away and allowing yourself to understand them and giving light and love and grace to those areas of yourself. So you could either be catapulted forward or you can kind of cut the line and just allow yourself to stay right where you are. But if you stay right where you are, you're not going to experience growth. You're not going to be, manifesting the things that you want or taking steps towards the things you want because these things were coming up for a reason. All right. Like these things were absolutely coming up for you to then go deep and heal those things so that you don't take them with you. You can't take them with you. So if you can't take them with you, you either stay where you are or you don't take them with you. You face them, even if you're feeling shame, even if you're feeling guilt, even if you're feeling anger, frustration, or sadness, or deep, deep, deep emotions, still walking through them and forgiving and understanding and letting go was the point of that new moon. And yeah, this might have been 2 weeks ago at this point, but you can do this at any time. That was just kind of the energy. I want you to understand that you always have this choice. So what's beautiful about this reading right now for August, the energy of August, is the first one that comes up is that there's a harmony and resolution that's on its way. Or it may even be here already, that those things that you did release, if you were allowing yourself to walk that healing journey and be catapulted through it, that the harmony and the resolution is here. That what you've been looking for, the feelings you've been feeling are here, or maybe it's not really what you expected or maybe wanted, but it's actually the better thing for you. right? Because sometimes the universe gives us things or takes things away because they're not meant for us anymore and they can't move forward with you for whatever reason. But understanding that is going to play the biggest role, because what comes up next is truly trusting the universe. And it came in upside down. I'll show it to you right side up. But it came in upside down, meaning that we really, really need to focus on our belief in the universe, trusting the universe, trusting that the universe knows best for you, and for your highest good. And maybe something even better is on its way. So if you didn't get something you wanted, a job is actually coming into mind. Like you're looking for a specific job, you thought it was going to happen. You know, you had some trauma that you needed to work through from your last job, or maybe like money stuff or worthiness, whatever it might be. All of these things maybe have been coming up during in the last couple of weeks, especially, and maybe triggering you, right? But now the resolution's on its way. Maybe you didn't get that job, but maybe something else is there for you. Maybe something else is coming along. So we want to make sure that we're always tapping back into that trusting of the universe energy, that we allow ourselves to surrender to the universe, right? Still doing the work, still doing that aligned work, because, and here's the thing, your challenge is going to be listening to yourself. The challenge is going to be, I think what's coming up and what I'm hearing right now is like the challenge here for this month is going to be stepping out of that 3D reality, stepping out of like this, what's going on an egoic, mundane level, and tapping back into your own soul, tapping into your connections, your soul gifts, and all of that, or your intuition for guidance. It's like you're not really going to be taking the time to listen deeply. It's like this go, go, go energy. Maybe it's because it's, summer's kind of winding down or about to start winding down, and you feel like I need to be go, 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 and I can't create the time and space to ask myself the questions, to trust the universe, but to understand that you need to listen deeply to yourself in order to see how the universe is consistently working for you. Because otherwise, things are happening, and I'm getting like burpy. The energy is moving right now, so um, so this is coming up. It's all coming up, coming out. But you have to allow yourself that time and space to trust the universe, or else you're not going to see how the universe is working for you. Right? The universe is always working for us. The universe wants to give you the things that you want, wants you to see the things that need to be let go of, and why, and understanding why, so that you can learn from it and don't repeat patterns, right? We talk about this all the time. It's so, so important, right? So it's like, okay, I have some things that I want, or I've been going for things or whatever it might be, and I see that I can open up my arms to them, right? If I look at this angel here, arms up, open, ready to receive, golden light all around. I've spoken it. She's got a lot of blue coming from her throat. I've spoken it into existence. And now I'm seeing that everything is kind of coming full circle. That it's coming to me, and maybe it felt like a fight, or maybe it felt like some friction, but it's coming, and I trust the universe. But I know that I have to be really intentional about listening to myself. So that is the energy of August. Okay. So if you haven't been doing this work, if the last 2 weeks you just didn't even know that this new moon was like wreaking havoc on the entire community, the spiritual community, well, everybody, honestly, really, but spiritual community knew about it. But if you didn't know about it, then that's fine. You weren't just extra, hormonal or crying or sad or whatever, that it was actually the energy of the time. So if you didn't know those things, now you do. And now you can, even without that energy, you can still lean into that same thing. So allowing yourself to have that like slingshot effect, right? Pulling back. And each time you pull back is another trigger and another trigger and another trigger. And then you get to decide if you cut the line and stay right where you are, or you're going to catapult yourself forward. You can still do that now. And then the harmony can come and all of those things. But Yeah. So really understanding that, really allowing yourself to go there, to go into really, really deep places, knowing that the universe has your back, knowing that this is all part of it, that you're feeling this way, not just because whatever, but because you're meant to, because you're being asked to be a little bit uncomfortable here in order to heal something that you can't take with you to your next level. Because at that next level is the blessings and abundance. It's overarching it all, overarching all of your abundance, all of the blessings in your life is the truthfully trusting the universe and knowing deep within you that even when things don't feel right and don't feel good, that the universe is still working for you, that there's a blessings and abundance on the other side of it. It's just what you do with your thoughts, with your feelings, that's going to get you to that next level, maybe even a little bit more quickly than normal. Okay. So giving yourself that time and space, allowing yourself to tap into your heart space, allowing, because that is the seat of your soul, allowing yourself to tap in, allowing yourself to be guided by your intuition. It's interesting. I just had something come up where it was a really, really beautiful, what sounded like an incredible opportunity actually for me, with celebrities and like all these things. And, I could be here and I could go there and you're invited and all this stuff. And there was a part of me that, wanted to jump at the opportunity and be like, all right, this sounds great. And then there's the intuitive part of me that was like, I don't know, something doesn't feel right. And I had to sit with it and just say, okay, right? So I had to ask myself some questions like, well, what is this feeling? Okay. Because when we don't stop and ask ourselves these questions, we either jump into something that we are not meant to and we know that it's going to suck. Okay. Or we don't do something out of fear. So I wanted to make sure that I was coming, that my instinct was no, don't, I will not attend, or I will not participate is more like it. So my initial gut reaction and my initial intuition said no, and then my was excited that I got asked, but immediate reaction no. And then I'm like, well, what do you mean no? This is crazy. Like, there's going to be all these people there, and you could do this, and you could be seen by that, and you could do this, and like my mind started jumping in. Like, wait a second, why? So now I'm like, all right, well, let me sit with this for a minute. And I pulled some cards, and then I had a friend pull some cards for me, and I sat with that feeling of what is this. And she actually walked me through. It was Madeline Reinhardt. She had me walk. She sat me down and was like, "Okay, let's go through this." And I started to realize that I was not. It wasn't because I was on like a growth edge or something like that and not taking a leap. It was just truly because there was something in my heart that was saying, "Don't do it," and I turned it down. And as much as it sounds crazy, you have to listen to your intuition. You have to trust that if you're getting that feeling that the universe is kind of testing you and saying, are you actually listening? Because there's, maybe something greater around the corner and maybe something that feels more aligned with you. And I had to sit with that and make that choice. But if I didn't trust in the universe, if I didn't sit and listen to myself deeply, I probably would have ended up in a situation where I would have been like not feeling good at all about where I was or what I was doing or any of it or the outcome of it. Probably more the outcome of it. I wouldn't have been happy with. And I've been learning my lesson over time of not listening to myself, especially within this past like month or so, like not listening to myself. And I notice that when I don't listen to the initial reaction because my mind says like, oh, like feels bad or, any of those things, I have been put in a situation that I just was annoyed about, annoyed with. So, yeah. So allow yourself to trust your intuition, allow yourself to listen, and truly to let go and be one with the trusting in the universe, because overarching all of these things is this blessing, is this abundance. And that's what you are meant for. You're meant to tap into blessings. You're meant to tap into abundant energy. That is a high vibration frequency, abundance. Okay. So allow yourself to tap in, make that time and space. I feel like this is good. I feel like this is a good reading, a good energy for August after all the craziness of July. I feel like this is great. It's like, don't worry, we got your back. Harmony's on the way. Just make some time and space for you. And I'm here for that. Like, I'm here for that energy. So I hope you are too. All right. So let me know how this resonated with you, how you are feeling. Leave me a review. Leave us some comments on Instagram at Spirit and Soul Studio. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Spirit and Soul podcast, and I will see you next time.